So are you bracing for any cyber attacks tonight?
Peter, look, we've already had 3.3 million surveys returned, which covers about 8.5 million Australians. Touch wood, it's been a fairly seamless process thus far. So we'll be hoping that for the remaining 2/3 of Australians who are hopefully going to lodge their surveys over the course of today and this evening, that it'll all be smooth sailing. We've put a lot of work into ensuring that the 2021 census runs as smoothly as possible, and we'll be watching it very closely and hoping that it does, Pete. But, there's no guarantees, but we're very confident that thus far it's run smoothly, and it will continue to do so this evening.
Have you received any threats so far?
Well, look, Pete, we don't outline those publicly. I think it's fair to say that there are always people who want to test government systems, whatever they might be. And there are a few events more significant and bigger in a logistical sense than the census. So you can imagine that there'll no doubt be people interested in doing so. But thus far, we've been very happy with the security measures we've put in place. We've worked very closely with the Australian Cyber Security Centre, the Department of the Defence, ASD. We've put a lot of work into it. There's never any guarantees, but we're very confident about not just the robust security, but the protection of people's data, the end-to-end encryption that we've put in place, a whole suite of measures to make sure that this really valuable information that we collect on behalf of Australians to inform decisions of government in relation to really important matters is done as efficiently and
I'm just curious, why is it so attractive to hackers, the census? Why would a hacker care where I went to school?
Look, I'm not going to go into what the motivations are of hackers. Clearly, there's a subset of people out there who just like to test their abilities, and they obviously get a thrill out of these sorts of things.
Messing stuff up.
I'm very hopeful that that this will be a very straightforward and a very quiet census night, we hope, and that's what we've planned for. Yeah. But we're prepared for everything, and fingers crossed. But as I said, this is the first time in recent history that we'll have 1/3 of all surveys returned before the night. So we've got a really good bank of completed surveys, and they've gone off without a hitch. So hopefully that can continue.
Yeah. I've done mine. It only takes 10, 15 minutes, so it wasn't too bad. Just finally, what trends are you expecting to see this year?
Well, look, it'll be very interesting to see what the impact of COVID is, and the statisticians no doubt will dig very deep into the data, but I think it'll be a fascinating insight into Australia at a time with lockdowns, at a time where we've seen relatively larger population movements to regional areas. I think that'll be an interesting part of the picture, but there's always remarkable trends between one census to the next that no one can ever predict, neither can I. And it'll be very fascinating when that information starts being released from about June next year. It's obviously a lot of information to get through. So it'll be fascinating stuff for all of those statisticians. And again, it then informs government decisions, which is where the rubber hits the road for your average Australian.
I just want to get your thoughts on something Richard Miles has said to me. It's in response to this IPCC report overnight, and he basically hinted that the reason why the coalition can't get anywhere because the party is being led astray, so to speak, by climate change deniers within your own party. What would you say to that?
Look, I think Richard Miles is a bit of a joke on these issues. I mean, he's the one that before the last election derided coal workers and then after the election tried to walk that back with his tail between his legs. So he doesn't have any credibility on these issues. Australia has a very proud record. We have, between 2005 and 2019, reduced emissions by more than Canada, New Zealand, United States, Japan. We have a very proud record of achievement, not a proud record of making promises, a proud record of actually achieving these outcomes. And that's been done under the stewardship of this government. It'll continue. We can hold our head high. We're doing our bit, and we'll continue to do our bit. We'll meet our Paris targets. We've met our Kyoto targets. So we're doing what we've promised. We are delivering it. And people like Richard Marles seem pretty keen on talking down Australia's effort. We won't do that. We're very proud on the international stage as to what we've achieved, and we're very confident that with our approach to technology that will continue into the future.
Okay, Michael Sukkar, we'll leave it there. Thanks for your time.